In the final moments that we have you, Corey, leave the folks with some hope, because in your book, you dedicate the book to your mother-in-law. And you say the book is dedicated to the memory of my inspiring mother-in-law, Virginia Weiss, a champion of children's rights and believed in the power of committed citizens to realize the promises of democracy. Leave us with some hope.
Yeah, and thank you for reading that. Yeah,
Sure.
it is dedicated to my mother-in-law, who I talked with extensively about the book. She was a lifetime defender of children's rights at public counsel in Los Angeles and in other places, working with the judiciary on Native American rights, also in Massachusetts. And,
Our kind of gal. We like her.
She is, definitely. And she didn't live, unfortunately, to see the book published, but she knew the thesis. And she was so excited about it because it reflected her work and that of her peers. And, part of the hope, I think, of the book comes from the fact that it's not just that they fought the good fight or they fought back, it's that they won. I think that's the crucial thing. These editors did defeat the Sedition Act and Adams. They did create multi-party democracy. We would have had something much more like a dictatorship if Adams won the election of 1800. Frederick Douglass did recreate the right understanding of the American Constitution. And although it's being challenged by authoritarians, he left us with that. And I mentioned the creation of the Department of Justice, the prosecution of the Klan at that moment, the guarantee of the right to vote in the 15th Amendment, and certainly Ida B. Wells and this hero that I'm so glad we got a chance to highlight, Sadie Alexander, who just brilliantly worked publicly but also behind the scenes to actually get Eleanor Roosevelt to convince her son to switch his vote on that committee to get the idea of Title VI into the recommended report, and convincing Truman through the committee to change his mind, this outright racist who becomes a civil rights champion. All of that shows that there's hope, that this system has been under severe threat before, equal to what we're facing now. And we've not just fought back, but we've prevailed. And that's why I really am hopeful. It's not a guarantee, but it is hope that we can fight back. And we have no choice. We're not going to give in to this.
Amen to that. I think we can all agree that we're not going to go down easy. And, but it's up to us, ultimately up to us. And we have prevailed before, but with each time, there requires an even more sense of urgency and dedication. And I often say the most committed wins. So that needs to be us. We can't be the generation that loses democracy.
Oh,
That's what I say.
No.
Professor Corey Brettschneider of Brown University, thank you so much. Get his book. Michelle, you just put it up.
Yeah, let me put it back up.
The People, 5 Leaders Who Threatened Democracy and the Citizens Who Fought to Defend It. Check out his podcast, The Oath and the Office, with John Fugelsang. And we are appreciative of your time, Corey. We'll have you back because there's so much more to talk about.
I'd love to. Thank you so much for what you're both doing for this conversation. It gives me hope, I should say, too, to see that you're doing this show and that you're speaking out in this way and speaking out on MSNBC and CNN. The more of us doing this, it builds a movement, and that's what we're doing right now. And I do think we'll prevail.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Corey.
Thank you. All right.
What a delight. It's like if we all had history professors and poli-sci professors that were that interesting and dynamic, I think a lot more people would be into it.
Listen. This stuff can be very dry. It can be very, how do you say? I don't know, other than dry. I mean, I'm married to an attorney. I'm married to, I got a bunch literally sitting over here as all his law books. I've got the con law book that's like, this thick. And sometimes I pick it up and I'm like, whoa, no.
Right.
It's so interesting though, when you listen to people who are so passionate about it and so knowledgeable with context of storytelling.
Yes.
Because I think the storytelling aspect of our nation's history and the text of our Constitution, all of that together kind of puts it into plain view in a way that we can all understand it and apply it to the current moment we're living in.
That's right.
So, I thank the professor for joining us. I hope that he'll come back because that was illuminating.
Yes. And, it's when you break parts of it down, like he did, where he took 5 examples and then like goes in depth into that, then it's like, it makes it more digestible. Yep. And the fact that we're living through such a precarious time, unprecedented in a lot of ways, but also not. in some other ways.
Yeah.
It's good to know that there
Some of
are
that I
examples.
didn't realize
Yeah.
what he was. I was like, dang, that
Right.
we came close before, you know?
Right. Like you forget about what happened with Adams and like
Mhm.
you miss that part of Hamilton. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like because it's
Well,
more
yeah,
about
and I
Hamilton.
mean, well, it is about him,
Yeah.
and just to bring it back to the storytelling thing again, it's like there's a reason why. I mean, who knew how many people in this country, in the world, would be so all up in Alexander Hamilton's life
Right.
history, the beginning of a nation, because it was packaged in
That's
such
correct.
a way that really excited people and made them
Brilliant.
lean in a brand new way.
Yep.
I
It was
mean,
brilliant.
yeah.
What Manuel Miranda did was a brilliant way of
Mhm.
educating millions of people, not just in the US, but worldwide
That's right.
through the arts
Yeah,
and
Hamilton's
music.
on the West End in London right now.
Yes,
I
that's where
mean,
I saw it.
it's right.
I saw it. I didn't see it in New York. I saw it in London in
Yeah.
2019. I was there. My husband was there for work. I went to London because I'd never been. It's a great city, by the way. It's my next favorite city in the world after New York.
You and my husband both. Big love
Love
London. Love.
London. And I had a chance to go see Hamilton there. I went by myself. He was working, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I mean, I was late to the game because it had been out for a long time at that part, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What is the big deal?" I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
get it now. I totally get it now."
Just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry.
Oh my god, it's so good.
So
So
good.
anyway, but with that said, also
Mhm.
about Frederick Douglass being such a crucial part of this, then we'll bring in Julie. My husband and I had a chance to go to the Met and finally see the the fashion exhibit there and the Black Dandy exhibit. And there
Mm. Mm.
it's you're the one who were like, you have to go see this. And I was
Have
like,
to.
absolutely. So when we were in New York a couple weeks ago, we did get a chance to go see it. And
I
it's
didn't know that. That's good. I'm
fantastic.
glad you did.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot where you were. You weren't there. Oh, you were up with your parents.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
was away.
And it's so good. It's so good. And there's a whole part there where they have original clothing of Frederick
Mhm.
Douglass.
Mhm. He
And
was
like,
so and like a beautiful portrait of him.
oh,
So handsome.
he
I
is
mean,
brilliant and handsome and quite the fashionista. But it was just so I just like wanted to touch it. Like
yeah.
my mom and I have this thing about where we like smell things.
Mm.
Like and sometimes she'll like taste it. Like when we're down the shore, she'll like go to like a shell and like taste it. But like you
Mm.
just want to touch things. Like
Yeah.
when I was in Israel and I was sitting on the same steps where Jesus preached, it
Wow.
was just like intense. Yeah, I'm like, you just want to just
You want to
you
take
just
it in with all your senses.
it's
You know?
true. And it was the same thing with that exhibit. You can't touch
Mm.
it though, but like as close as you could get to touching it.
Beautiful.
It is just
Beautiful.
unbelievable. So anybody, if you get a chance to go to New York and go see that exhibit, I think it's
Yeah.
there until October.
Please do. I
Please
mean, I was
do.
talking when we went because we're members of the museum, and so we were there like kind of early on, and I was talking to one of the security guards, and they were like, "It's it's not ever like this. Like any of the exhibits, it's not." And we were like shoulder to shoulder trying to
Mhm.
make our way through it, and that's how much it,
Yep.
I think was resonating with people, and it was really important because you listen. I mean,
We went
fashion
on a
is.
Monday. We went on a Monday afternoon and it was packed.
That's what
I
I
was like,
mean.
it's a freaking Monday. I'm like, don't people work?
Yeah, yeah. And also just to plug Western New York too. If you go to Rochester, Frederick Douglass, there's a
Yeah.
great, monument, memorial to him, because there was a lot of the
Mhm.
abolitionist movement that went
Yes.
on in Central and Western New York.
Susan B. Anthony.
Susan B. Anthony, Seneca Falls, not far away. So
Yep.
if you get to Rochester, go, please. It's
Yes.
great.
It's very cool. I actually spoke at the University of Rochester, and they had a reception at the Susan B. Anthony something or other there, which is very cool too. So I
Yeah.
mean, there was some controversy with her and the
Nobody's
black
perfect.
suffragists, but
Yeah.
like you said, yes, nobody's perfect, but she had her role too.
Yep. Yep.
Well, speaking of having a role, we are about to bring in our good friend Julie Roginski to talk about the role that a certain individual plays every night on CNN that is just, I can't. It's just too much. We've had it. And it was just so much after last night. I was at a concert last night because I'm a yacht rock person and I'm a nerd and a total 80s chick. So I was at a concert to see Men at Work, Christopher Cross, and Toto. And I was thrilled. My husband was making fun of me, but I give him credit because he likes some of the yacht rock. He didn't know Toto so much until Africa came on.
Listen,
Like,
Africa's like catnip. Let me just tell you.
It's one of the greatest songs ever.
So
I suggest everybody watch the Yacht Rock documentary on HBO. It was produced by Christopher Cross's daughter, so that's pretty cool. But you learn really like a lot of the stories and how it came about and all that. It was great. So anyway, so I was jamming out, but then we started getting messages that something was popping off on CNN, and I knew Julie was on. So I hopped in our group chat and I was like, what's going on? I'm getting messages. And well, let's bring Julie on in.
Welcome, Julie.
Hello. Always on time.
Oh my God, another great
song. Toto song. The better Toto song.
It is the better, like, more on brand for them. Africa was so off brand, they almost didn't make it. There's a whole story about the guy who wrote the song and how it almost didn't make the album, and it's like their greatest hit ever. But yes, I would like to say also that the lead singer, well, the guitarist guy is, and then the other guy, I forget their names now because I'm losing it, but they were fantastic and they hit all the notes. Every one of them, I was listening very carefully. Nailed it. They were shredding. The guitar solos were amazing. The drummer was killing it. And they have a new keyboard player who's like 27 years old that's got the hair like from the 80s, who looks like he was born in the wrong era. Could sing his ass off. So I was in my 80s girl glory all night.
You know that Rosanna by Toto was written about Rosanna Arquette because the lead singer was dating.
Yes. Really? Yes. I know that because of the documentary.
Yes. Oh, I've never even saw the documentary.
Oh,
I'm
so good.
That old. I just know this stuff. And I'm not even a Toto fan. I'm not even a Yacht Rock fan. Although I will go to the grave. My husband loves the Eagles. So I took him for his birthday a couple of years ago to the Eagles concert. And I was like, why am I at this Yacht Rock concert?
Well, there's an argument whether Eagles is Yacht Rock.
They are 100% Yacht Rock.
I mean, I would agree that they're Yacht Rock.
Yeah, they're Yacht Rock.
Yes. But yes, so anyway, so while I was there jamming out, I'm getting these messages and I'm like, oh my God. And then Julie's texting us in the commercial breaks. So it started with me on Monday. Well, actually with me last Wednesday and the whole Scott Jennings thing. And then Monday, and then you last night. Michelle, I think you have some clips for those who did not see it.
Oh,
let's start with Julie.
Let's start with Julie. This is the one you sent me.
Actually, before we start with Julie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a theory, actually, before we start with me.
Yeah.
I have a theory. Did you guys watch Seinfeld?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a theory that Tara owned Scott Jennings on Wednesday night. Because Tara brought up, last night was Thursday. On Wednesday night. Oh, I'm sorry. Tuesday.
Well, there was last week.
I'm talking about Tuesday, right? Tara owned
Monday.
Tara owned him on Tuesday. I keep forgetting what day it is.
Monday.
Because Tara, I don't want to give away the spoilers here, but it's relevant to my theory. I just came up with this theory like 10 minutes ago. And I immediately posted it on YouTube and it's getting traction. So Tara owned him on Tuesday by reminding him that before he got on his little moral high horse about the cops being deployed, the federal police, the National Guard being deployed to Washington, that perhaps he should stop, subjugating himself to the biggest criminal in Washington who unleashed January 6th upon all of us.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a response to you, Tara, because you slammed him and he was completely taken off guard. Mm-hmm. I have a theory that much like George Costanza, he went home back to his little hotel room and he thought had a jerk store moment. And he was like, he's like, if anybody ever brings this up again, this is going to be a jerk store moment. I'm going to have the best comeback ever. Lo and behold, last night I come on, and unbeknownst to me that you had brought up this thing the night before.
Yeah.
I bring it up, and he was ready because he's like, the jerk store ran out of you. And I was like, okay, well, that's a really lame line. And then I proceeded to do what I did. So I think we should actually watch it chronologically because I think my idea makes a lot of sense if you do it that way.
Yeah. All right. Fair.
Yeah. All right. Let me play Tara's
glasses on so I can see too.
Let me play Tara first.
That people understand something here about law enforcement officers and at every level, right? Like I mentioned in the last segment, I come from a police family and I bleed blue. And I was on this set for many years defending law enforcement officers during Ferguson and during other times where police officers were getting bad raps on certain things, explaining the complexities of the job. And it really is something that I just cannot tolerate when Trump supporters are trying to sit here and act as though Donald Trump supports and backs the blue. No, he doesn't. You look at what Donald Trump did and what MAGA has done to the police officers who defended our Capitol on January 6th. You want to talk about spitting in the face? Donald Trump spit in the face of every single one of those officers who took that oath to protect and serve on January 6th when he pardoned those insurrectionist bastards and who wanted to take down our Capitol and stop the free and fair peaceful transfer of power. So how dare he say this now? It is the reincarnation of George Wallace, of Huey Long, of the disgusting policies of the past that have this strongman desire to use law and order and the fear and demagoguing for people that Donald Trump is channeling right now. And so how dare people sit here and say that he backs the blue? He abdicated that because you know what? He did not protect or defend the Constitution, and he violated his oath of office. You know who said that? You did after January 6th. And that's exactly what he continues to do right now with the way he is throwing around our military, our police, talking about moving us to other states. This is something people should be very concerned about.
All right, so that was great. And he was like, huh? Like he didn't expect you to go there, right? But
which I don't understand why, though, because I did it last Wednesday when we were talking about the Confederate statues being reinstated in D.C. and Arlington Cemetery. I went and pulled up an old op-ed he wrote in 2015 praising Nikki Haley for removing the Confederate flag from the State House in South Carolina. And he went on this whole thing, this whole self-righteous thing about how he doesn't think that those type of monuments should be in the Capitol in Kentucky. And there's this big, other thing that's in Kentucky that he passes with his kids and how he doesn't think that we should engender those values anymore. So I did the same thing to him last Wednesday, and you would have thought he would have been ready for me Monday. He wasn't. And then he was, but he unfortunately, Julie, you got the ire on Wednesday, but
Well, Tara made headlines even before Julie went on. So here are some headlines. This is from, I guess this is from today, but it's all about the same. Scott Jennings stunned into silence by brutal Trump receipts. Okay. Yeah. And then I found this is Wednesday, January 6th. This was published at 4:36 p.m. on January 6th, 2021 on CNN.com. Opinion by Scott Jennings. Title: Trump caused this insurrection and every Republican must condemn it. And I'm just going to read the beginning here because this is literally an insurrection, Scott Jennings says. The fact that the U.S. military hasn't secured the seat of our government already is a failure of leadership by the commander-in-chief. President Donald Trump caused this insurrection with his lies and conspiracy theories about the election process being rigged against him. It was not stolen, but this madness was fomented by the president and his top advisors over the past several months. His attorney, Rudy Giuliani, at a rally on Wednesday, called for, quote, trial by combat, end quote, to a roaring crowd.
Yep. That's the guy. Passing the baton to Julie.
That's our boy. But then he went home and obviously was embarrassed that those Daily Beast headlines came out and was like, I got to think of a good comeback. And so the good comeback is I'm going to interrupt somebody and be personally offensive to them. So why don't we watch that?
Yep, here we go.
So predictable.
I guess I'm old enough, Scott, to remember when you were appalled, as the rest of us were, on January 6th, when he wouldn't.
Because January 6th happened, should we not enforce the law today?
Excuse me.
Do you want murders today?
Let me finish, Scott.
Is January 6th equal no enforcement of murders? This is a silly argument.
Let me finish before you make a point about a silly
argument.
It'll
be silly, but go ahead.
What's silly is you sitting down with Mitch McConnell over Chick-fil-A and lamenting how Donald Trump was putting all of you, including Mitch McConnell, in harm's way. But I guess now you're so.
I wasn't in harm's way. I was in Louisville.
No, your then boss, your friend Mitch McConnell certainly was. But now
January 6th was a bad day. Murders are also bad.
Can I finish?
He didn't deny it.
Can I finish? Just let her finish. Scott's gonna.
Well, if she wants to come out here and take pot shots at me,
He looks right at the camera too, like a
pot shots.
I don't even know that we've even heard the argument
yet.
No,
we heard it. We heard every day.
No, Scott.
So go ahead,
Scott,
Julie.
I know you're thirsty for that Senate seat. I'm going to
Again,
say.
You allow this every night.
Scott, just give me 1 second here. Let's just let her finish, please.
Okay.
Just one
Listen, I know you've got the
And I
picky
will let
thing
you
going on,
respond.
but here's what I'm going to say.
What are you thirsty for? Some kind of relevance out here?
No, actually, Scott.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know what you do for a living. Go ahead.
Really? I elect a lot of Democrats.
Let
Scott,
me-
but
let me
finish my thought here, please. Can I just finish what I was about to say, which is that on January 6th, he could have deployed the National Guard. He chose not to. Now, today, because somebody named Big Balls got beat up allegedly, he wants to deploy the National Guard to a place that has had a 30-year low in violence. And we all know that he is doing this because it's a power grab. He could have done this when this district was actually in danger on January 6th, but he didn't. And I think that's what's so offensive. He talks about backing the blue. He talks about law enforcement. He didn't give a damn, Scott. And you agreed back on January 6th. He didn't give a damn about those police officers and about the safety of people in Washington, D.C. Today, because he wants a power grab, he's doing this despite the fact that every statistic shows that Washington, D.C. has not been safer in the last 30 years. That's the
How
point
is
I'm
that
trying
going
to
to fly? I mean, when you
Look at him crossing his arms like a child. Ben Ferguson did the same thing when I destroyed him too on Monday. They
So here's the problem with him. He is like a Timu Fox News guy. That's what I'm going to call him. And the reason I'm going to call him a Timu Fox News guy is because he can't. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Julie tweeted today, she was quote tweeting Tara, who said it's going to be a lively show tonight. She's promoting this show right now. Fragile MAGA men who are the Timu version of Fox MAGA talent. At least the ones on Fox can hack it at the MAGA big leagues where Trump actually watches them and knows their name.
Because if he could get hired by Fox, he'd be the senator from Kentucky already.
Yep.
He can't get hired by Fox because they know that he's the Timu version of all of their guys. I would just say, as somebody who spent years taking on not one Fox News MAGA jerk off, but 4 at a time when I hosted the 5 and when I hosted Outnumbered.
Yep.
I can tell you that this little Timu version crybaby from Kentucky is somebody that I would spit up and chew out, as I know you would, Tara, like in my sleep.
Yes.
Like, what is he? He thinks he's Sean Hannity? I used to take on Sean Hannity and 4 other guys.
Exactly. Like listen, first of all, don't mess with Jersey girls, Mr. Louisville. Okay. Like, no offense.
I wasn't there. I was in Louisville.
Oh, in Louisville. Okay. Well, maybe he needs to worry about the murder rate in Louisville because it's twice that, or not twice that. It's higher than Washington, D.C.
Oh, well, I mentioned that yesterday too, and he didn't have a response to that other than rolling his eyes. But then David Axelrod today, he did a show with Axelrod, and Axelrod brought that up. And he, of course, had gone home yesterday and thought about what I said because he didn't have a response to it. He was ready for Axelrod. And he said to Axelrod, well, that's because there's a Democratic mayor in Louisville, and we've had a Democratic governor for the last few terms. And here's what I would say. The way he said that to David Axelrod is he was very polite, very deferential.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
There wasn't, and I wonder why. I wonder why. Could it be that David Axelrod does not have a uterus? Can it be that Scott Jennings is hedging his bets, thinking that David Axelrod will protect him when Democrats come back into power? But for some reason, since he doesn't know what I do for a living, I won't. Like, this guy was sucking up to me nonstop, introducing me to his children.
Oh my God.
Prior to the election in the green room. To whom
who apparently doesn't know what you do for a living.
Right.
I don't know what I do for a living, but apparently he was introducing me to his children and sucking up to me just in case I did something for a living that could be helpful to him. But now that Trump has won, apparently it's okay to go after women again. And that's what I mean by him being a Timu Fox guy. The Fox guys just do this as a thing. They don't really care who's up, who's down. This guy does his best impression. And that's why Scott will never get hired by Donald Trump or supported by Donald Trump for any significance, because Trump can sense a phony, right? He knows that Scott's not to him. He knows that Scott is just doing this to get a bigger cut. Like, he's doing to CNN, Scott, what Trump did to NBC. He's gaming them for more money.
Right. That's right. That's exactly right. And he's not the only one. He's not the only one. Sure, Michael Singleton is the same way, who used to be a friend of mine. Sure, Michael wrote an op-ed in the summer of 2020, leaving the Republican Party over the mishandling of the George Floyd protests, because he was so offended as a Black man by what was going on. And he left the party before I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's real.
He wrote a fucking op-ed in the Washington Post about it. People also forget that he was fired before he even stepped foot in the office at the Department of Housing and Urban Development, because he was a big Ben Carson guy, and Michael had a nice cushy job like as deputy chief of staff or something under Ben Carson at HUD, and then the loyalty tests of 2017 happened, and they found out that Michael was actually a Never Trump guy. He had written many articles about Donald Trump, including articles that I edited. I was his editor. And so, but nobody knows that, because I missed the op-ed where he said he rejoined the Republican Party,
right,
and is now shilling for Donald Trump, for money. Okay, because guess what? He wouldn't have a contributorship at CNN if it weren't for that. And Scott Jennings called me when I was a contributor before he was. I had been there longer, and asked me, "Is this $35,000 starting salary for contributors? Is that normal?" And I was like, yes, it is. So, I mean, the absolute performance of these guys is so infuriating. And that's why they don't want, what does it say?
Yeah, Jennings told Catherine Rampell, where did you come from? What do you do? Now,
he was an economics reporter for the Washington Post at the time.
Correct.
She used to kick his ass too.
Yeah. And she's on maternity leave, I believe, right now.
She's over at MSNBC.
And she's on MSNBC. So we won't see her on that panel again until she leaves that network. But she's great. And if you don't, for people at home, she's the one who challenged him to make the salute.
Yep.
If Elon Musk wasn't throwing up a Nazi salute, then you do it right now, Scott. And of course he wouldn't.
Yep. Yeah, no, she was great.
She's
Catherine
fantastic.
Rampell was great. I forgot about that till you just brought it up now. She kicked his ass up and down that panel in the beginning of the Trump administration this year, that I think he complained, because rumor has it that he's very thin-skinned and will be quick to be a male Karen.
Yeah.
Scott literally cries to the CNN producers to get the female panelists 86th. He's so weak.
I've heard this.
Yes.
I guarantee you, I will not go back on that.
Correct.
I guarantee it. Especially when I said that he's like, filleting Trump. It'll be like, oh my God, heavens to Betsy, you can't use that kind of language. How else do you describe what he does every day?
Right. I know. Especially given where he was.
And he was dying to get the job that, what's her name?
Caroline
Leavitt.
Dying to be the White House press secretary. I mean, laughable. He was never going to get that. He's not a woman. He's not blonde. He's not attractive. Like, that was never going to happen. Right. That's how unrealistic he is. The problem for him is Donald Trump has no clue who he is.
No.
Ironically,
he's an apostate. He was a Mitch McConnell guy.
That's why I brought up McConnell yesterday. That's why I said yes, he is thirsty. What I said yesterday. I said he was thirsty for a seat. That's why I brought up McConnell. I said, your friend Mitch McConnell, and he wins because he does not want it out there that he was Mitch McConnell's buddy, and they were sitting around eating Chick-fil-A in Louisville and talking about how much Trump sucks.
Well, that's why CNN hired him, because he was Mitch McConnell's guy.
Right.
That's why they hired him.
And this is why I want to bring up Julie's other tweet today, because Scott Jennings was, posted one of the clips. Murder is bad and Trump is right for trying to prevent them. Dem. But January 6th, no, I still have no idea who this person is or what they do for a living. Okay. So Julie quote tweeted and said, note, I am someone who doesn't fillet the president nightly for a Senate seat I will never get, which makes me different from you, Scott. So
don't mess with Jersey girls.
So hold on, let me find hold on, where is it? Oh God, where's the Mediaite thing? Did I not pull it? Damn it. Well, Mediaite wrote about this today, saying that Julie said that Scott was giving blowjobs to the president. Now, all of these men, right, or who are writing for these publications, Mediaite and others, are so offended that Julie wrote fillet. Now,
heavens to Betsy!
Heavens to Betsy!
It's a locker room talk. I thought that kind of stuff was okay.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Right.
The double standard is just unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Meanwhile, I get called the C word every 20 seconds.
Yeah.
We all do.
And just so I will speak for the two of you here, because I think that this is like, we've been dealing with all of this since we were on the playground in second grade. Yep. But the first thing that boys will do, if they can't argue with you or if you shut them down, is they attack your looks. They call you ugly. They call you fat. They call you whatever. And that's exactly what all the MAGA trolls have been doing for the last week to both Tara and Julie. You know, all kinds of attacks on their appearances, because this is what they do when they have nothing else. And
it's so true. And the funny thing is that, like, you know, Julie, you're beautiful. And I was thinking last night on the show how good, I was like, oh, CNN actually did a good job. Because there's been a couple times where you were like, they kind of half-assed my makeup or whatever. And I thought last night I meant to text you and be you look fabulous tonight.
Nope, apparently not. I am apparently old and my forehead's really big and I have buck teeth and I'm too skinny, or maybe I'm too fat. And I think the skin is falling off my face and all you can see bones, and I'm also old and I'm also too skinny / too fat.
God's sakes. Yet they worship a guy who shellacks shoe polish on his face and doesn't even blend it in, that has God knows what that is on his head, and wears ill-fitting suits and schleps around with a girdle and Depends. And that's the guy and they're going to criticize what somebody else looks like?
And I don't ever criticize what anybody else looks like, but let me just say, in contrast to a lot of people in that family, this is all real.
Yeah, no kidding. So
every part of it.
But you know what triggers the MAGAs for me? It's my blonde hair.
Right.
How dare I?
Cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation.
Because they say that it's
like white
fit,
girl.
Right. You're culturally appropriating white people, and that's not your natural hair color. And I'm like, okay, again.
First of all, my mom is blonde. Just so everybody understands, I'm biracial. My mom is blonde. So I will never apologize for lightening up my hair and looking more like my own mother. So,
well, speaking of lightening up one's hair, this is what Donald Trump does. I mean, has anyone seen like the poof of cotton candy that is like living on top of his head, and like the dark, dark, dark skin that he keeps creating for himself, which is, again, is he culturally appropriating people with dark skin?
I am.
Right.
He's culturally appropriating people with orange skin. I don't know who they may be, but that's
the Oompa Loompa demo.
I mean, it's so absurd.
Do you guys know?
It's not a wig, by the way. It's not a wig. It doesn't come off. Unlike whatever that is on Donald Trump's head, mine doesn't come off.
It's gonna like crawl away.
Flap. What does Michael Cohen say? The flip flop flap, or whatever he calls it.
It's like well, and the thing is too. Do you guys know who Caleb here? I hope I'm saying it right. Caleb Huron. He's a comedian. He has. I played the clip on our other show about Elon Musk and stuff. He's a podcaster, comedian, gay guy from the South. He's like super funny. He was the one, and I wrote this in a group chat last night. He went on Z-Way's show and said that Donald Trump is like an old school gay because
that's where he got it from.
Yeah,
that's where he got it from.
And Z-Way was like, wait, what? He goes, no, like he would have been. I mean, look, it's like the spray tan and the hair and the whole thing. Like he would have been a great red carpet
Liberace, you said, right?
He would have been a great fashion police. Like Reddy was like, well, sweetheart, I don't think that dress is very good. And like he would have been great. And Caleb says, I would have watched every second of it, but instead he ran on a platform of mass deportation, and that's where things get tricky.
He loves musical theater and shows.
Yes, that too. He loves Evita.
He loves. Okay, what straight guy do you know who loves Phantom? I'm sorry, I'm not general.
I don't know any.
I don't know about Phantom, but my husband loves West Side Story, and he's
different.
Different.
Yeah. Jerome Robbins' choreography exudes
different.
Yes, very
different things. It's not like gold. Listen, he's turning the Oval Office.
He also loved Cats. Okay.
Right.
Which I can't talk. Like, listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Cats is the worst show ever.
My husband was obsessed with Cats.
No.
And so we went to go see it on Broadway. And he was
the revival? The new one?
Yes. And he was like,
why are there so many cats?
I know. I was like, I don't know what that was. The original was
nobody does.
Good, but this one was awful.
We're 75% into the show and they're introducing new cats.
I
Like,
know.
why?
And we love cats. We're childless cat women.
But I just don't need it. And I
No.
also don't need them breaking the fourth wall and coming
No.
up into my seat. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the show. I paid for a ticket. I don't want to be in it.
I saw the original Cats back in like 1981 or 82.
I did too. I went with my
Buckley was in
school.
it, and I remember sitting there being like, "Oh my God, what if Cats really is now forever? The show will never end." I think that's what got me allergic to cats. I think I was okay.
Oh
with
my
cats.
God. I like the original just because it was cool with the cats because you couldn't follow along. I was like,
yeah,
10.
it just seemed we were at Disney World at that point.
Yeah, but the new version. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
But Donald Trump though, yes, and like his style. I mean, he's turning the White House and the Oval Office into like this set of Phantom of the Opera, and
or
it's
tacky Saddam's palace, but
or Saddam's palace and or both.
Yeah.
Which but
where's the candelabra? We need
the Liberace.
It's coming.
It's coming.
You know it's coming. He's going to walk out on stage when he hosts the Kennedy Center. Sorry, the Trump Kennedy Center.
I got it straight. He's going to row himself in like in Phantom. With a mask. Michael Crawford serenading him.
Oh,
I don't know who said it. Somebody said I think it was on Stephanie Rule last night. One of the guests, I was listening to it in the car on the way back from the concert. He was like, oh my God, whoever's producing that show, Donald Trump is going to host it. He goes, that person's going to kill themselves and like to get out of it. Like, could you imagine?
He quit. The producer quit.
Oh,
he quit as soon as Trump announced that yesterday. He quit.
I would have too, wouldn't you?
He quit. The poor guy quit.
I would have too. There's no way.
I don't blame. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, so I know a lot of people in DC theater, DC music, and like, because the Kennedy Center Honors uses a lot of the same people, a lot of the same performers and like musicians and things like that. And I just cannot imagine that any of them are going to want to participate, except for maybe Laura Osnes, who is a Broadway actor who's MAGA. And she's been kind of excommunicated from the Broadway community since she refused to get vaccinated. But, this is like, she's probably going to be the only one.
Well, who's going to, just so people understand, the Kennedy Center Honors are not live. It's not like the Oscars. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
It's taped. It's taped and edited and aired later. Mm-hmm. Who the hell is going to edit that? He can't.
He's going to ramble.
And he's going to ramble and do, and be like, I don't know what I'm doing or what do we do? And then he's going to start talking about like January 6th and how the Kennedy Center should be called the Trump Center. I'm telling you, it's going to be a disaster. I hope nobody watches it because they shouldn't. It's a disgrace. Michelle knows that I'm like heartsick over what they're doing because the Kennedy Center is one of my happy places to go. And I can't.
And a beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Like all this bullshit. If you've never been or you've never listen, all this crowd, it said, I saved it. I was like, no. The Kennedy Center is impeccably taken care of. It is clean. It is pristine. It's like the velvet carpet has like never been touched. Like
it's a living memorial to JFK. That's why it's so well kept. It is a living memorial, and he's coming in and fucking it up. It's terrible.
And what's fascinating is like if you're Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who I think is like the brain is so damaged he doesn't even realize, but like,
oh my God,
your entire family legacy is being wiped out. And by the way, I'm not talking about running for president in 4 years, which
who is
RFK Jr.
Oh Jesus! God,
like Jackie's Rose Garden is gone.
I can't.
Kennedy Center will soon be named the Trump Center. Will not even be the Trump Kennedy Center.
Oh my God.
Center. And
the Air Force One was also a Jackie Kennedy thing. The color, remember, of Air Force One was from her.
Yeah. And now
it's going to be that tacky, awful, red, white, and blue, like the Trump plane. If we ever see it.
He's bringing UFC fights to the White House, which again, like, is this not a place of like business? Do we not transact work there? Like, what is going on?
Where's
he going to set it up? On the South Lawn?
Yes. They're going to put an octagon on the South Lawn. And listen, I'm a UFC fan. I don't want that shit on the lawn of the White House. What are we doing?
You guys,
I can't.
Let me tell you something. On 9/11, I told you guys this. I was working in the Senate and the streets were obviously abandoned. at night. And for a variety of reasons, which we don't need to get into, but I was stuck with the Senate, whereas everybody else got to go home. And that night, the senator who I was working for, John Corzine, who lived in Colorama, for people who know Washington.
It's a very nice place.
It's a very nice place. He was a very wealthy man.
Yeah.
We drove down an abandoned Constitution Avenue, past the White House, past the South Lawn. And you saw across the Potomac, the Pentagon burning, smoldering. And you saw helicopter after helicopter after helicopter landing on the South Lawn. And that was really the only sound, is the whirring of helicopters and fighter jets flying overhead. And to me, I always associate the South Lawn as I've been to the Easter egg roll since then with my son. I've been, how many times have I been past it?
Yeah.
But I always associate the South Lawn with that moment. And to think that that place is being desecrated. It's a place where kids gather to do Easter egg rolls.
It's the people's house. It is like, I mean, it belongs to us. It belongs to the American people. It is not his. And this is a man who is not planning on leaving.
I know. I can't. I mean, I think it goes to the earlier conversation we had with the professor about kind of the United States being in these positions in the past, but that it took citizen movements to stop these types of things. And I just hope, the only hope that we have is that enough Americans say enough is enough.
Yep.
And rally. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're helping to build the resistance, because we have to. That's the only thing that's going to stop this. Like the videos that they're showing of what's happening right now in the streets of Washington, D.C. Should be outraging people. And, why are we doing this? Are we just okay with with militarizing our streets? Are we okay with masked cops shoving women down and chasing people down and kidnapping people? And, what's happened with ICE in LA? I mean, they need to be showing these images every night on the nightly news, or of that poor 15-year-old special needs kid that got wrongfully detained by ICE at his school. Like, what is it going to take for people to wake the fuck up?
Right. I mean, and I saw a report today, I think you just mentioned it, that there was there are men who are going and buying little outfits
talked about it yesterday.
and to pretend to be ICE, and they are kidnapping and assaulting women. So let me get this straight.
1,400, right? I think the number was 1,400 incidents of this.
1,400 incidents of this. Now, we no boys and girls sports, because we got to protect the girls. We got to protect the women, right? Because we got to keep them safe. We got to keep them safe because it's all about women's safety, right? No, it's not. This is about bigotry. It's about control. It's about everything else, because they don't give a shit about us.
Right.
They never will.
It's also intimidation.
And it's a chilling effect on all of us.
Yeah. And casual observer, you asked why we don't hear about this more. Like, I'll tell you why I don't hear about this more, because they'd rather have Tara and me get into bitch slaps with Scott Jennings.
Exactly.
They'd rather have that for ratings, because I assume the ratings are good, because obviously everybody was talking about it the last 48 hours.
Yep.
Than to sit there and to say, you know what, we're going to stow the bullshit commentary from both sides. You know what? I don't need to be there either. We're going to stow it, and we're going to have reporters look you in the eye and tell you what is going on in this country. We're going to tell you that tomorrow Donald Trump is flying to Alaska, not Russia. Even though he thinks he's going to Russia, he's going to Alaska. He's meeting with the Russian president, a convicted, not convicted, but a wanted felon on the world stage, who is kidnapping Ukrainian children, putting them in cages in Russia, kidnapping Ukrainian men, castrating them so they cannot procreate and have more Ukrainian children, and forcing them to fight against their own country at gunpoint.
But it's a peace deal, though. It's going to be
Julie. And the other thing you guys probably didn't hear about, because of course it got no attention, because of course the shit that got attention, Tara, was the stupid cat fight with Scott Jennings.
Right.
Is that Trump has offered up rare earth minerals in Alaska to Vladimir Putin.
Oh my God. I missed that too.
Yeah, of course you did. Of course you did. And it's not like you're not tuned into what's going on. It's that nobody's talking about it. And that's how we slide into authoritarianism more and more every day. And to bring it back to our original debate here with Scott Jennings, they have
because
yeah,
this is the stuff that's happening at CNN. These are the people that we are celebrating and giving awards to. Is Jake Tapper for the Truth Seeker Award?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. The Truth Seeker Award for what? That Joe Biden has dementia? Okay, Jake Tapper, where's your Truth Seeker Award for where Donald Trump has dementia? The guy talked about grass for a good 5 minutes yesterday.
Which
he thinks he's going to Russia tomorrow. He didn't say that once as a misstatement the way that Joe Biden might have. He said it twice and not in a way.
And he talks in the third person. He talks in the third person about himself. Like, I mean, could you imagine if Joe Biden did that?
Well, Joe Biden right? Joe Biden likes this. Joe Biden
should have gotten the Kennedy Center Award, and Joe Biden maybe should host it.
Yeah, and Joe Biden's staff said no. They insisted because I said no, I don't want to host, but they insisted, and so I'm going to, and it's going to be great. And like I just want to say, since we have the three of us here, is like there's a couple things that we've been talking about in the group chat too. Is like, yes, it's going to come down to the citizens. Yes, it's going to come down to the people. But also there are some voices that are rising to the top here. Gavin Newsom being one of them. We've been very critical of him, but he is meeting the moment. He is not just doing what we are asking for. He is doing what we have been begging for. And like, here's just a little clip of him. I think it was today. Oh, damn it.
You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around.
They're selling them in the White House.
The most corrupt president in history. He doesn't believe in free enterprise, crony capitalism. He is wrecking this country, wrecking the economy. He's a lawless president. Wake up, America. Wake up to what's going on.
Listen, and he and the lovely legislators of California, like they're coming out swinging because they're like, you know what? It's now or never. It's now or never if we do not get up. Like, listen, the end goal can be that we don't do these stupid fights where we're like, trying to add seats and we're doing this and that. Like, that's the end goal here, but we cannot start there. Because we cannot be that's not how we're going to do things. Well, we're going to have to.
Well, and you know what pisses me off? You've got Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's out there talking about the threat to democracy that Donald Trump poses, who did, I think, one of the best videos in the history of the Trump era, which is talking about how his father was a Nazi.
So good.
So good, right? And how he became embittered and like the Nazis never win. In the end, you're going to end up being alone and miserable like my dad. And it was just an amazing video. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is a really smart guy, despite the whole thing, right? He's a smart guy, and
the redistricting commission was under him, wasn't it?
It was, and he owns it, and he is coming out swinging against changing the law.
Oh Jesus!
And my thing is, you know what, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like,
and his kids are Kennedys.
If you're going to play by the Weimar rules.
Right.
When the Nazis are burning the Reichstag.
Good analogy.
Guess what's going to happen? Your dad's going to end up being bitter for the rest of his life because the Nazis are going to take over. And by the time it's all said and done, it's going to ruin a lot of lives, including your father's.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And so, it's not just him. It's all of these like sort of Democratic leaning billionaire guys who funded the way it's done now. And I get it. Listen, I have worked on redistricting for 30 years. I have worked only.
Oh, is that what you do for a living, Julie? Oh, I didn't know. I didn't even, actually, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Or what you do.
I'm here you again. I'm here to tell you that every 10 years, I actually come out of doing whatever else I do for a living to work on redistricting in New Jersey, of all places, Tara. And I will tell you that it is incredibly difficult to do it when you have to deal with a commission. You cannot, you have to worry about a tiebreaker. You have to worry about actually doing it the right way. You can't just run roughshod, even though in New Jersey, where I've done it, the Democrats control the legislature overwhelmingly. But yet you still don't get the map that you necessarily always want because you have to worry about a tiebreaker. it is the right way to do it. I agree.
Yes. Listen, I worked in Congress for a California congressman in 2010. And that was, where they were going through I think one of the first times that commission did the redistricting. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. And it's tough and it's a real pain in the ass.
But it's democracy.
It's democracy. However, that is not where we are right now. The one side is unilaterally nuking up and building a whole arsenal of nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Mm-hmm.
And the other side's like, oh, I don't know. We really believe in peace and love. So we're going to continue our whole denuclearization program. No.
And we're going to order more paper clips.
Yeah, we're going to order more paper clips.
For the reports that we're going to write. So
you
want to turn.
We're going to wear suits in the park to do interviews. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. You want to turn. Yes, thank you.
Michael Scott, my DNC chair. Sorry.
Yep.
You want deterrence? You better weaponize your ass.
Yeah.
And that means that if Texas knew that New York and California, which are incredibly populous states, and New Jersey, could all of a sudden pick up more seats, they might think twice about doing it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And we don't need people like Schwarzenegger. Even if you feel like that, and I get it, don't say anything then.
Yeah, keep your mouth shut.
Because it's not helpful. It's not helpful.
It's not helpful.
Yeah, we're in a guerrilla warfare fight here, folks.
Exactly. And a lot of this too, and it's just like Michael Wolff, if you guys don't know him, he's a biographer on Donald Trump and everything. He's been talking about Donald Trump, and what he's been saying in the White House is that I need something big because we need a distraction from the Epstein files. Mm-hmm. And so that's what a lot of, and listen, we're going to have to chew gum and walk at the same time because it's like we're going to have to do all of it. And they're suing everybody and anybody who's making also a connection between Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. And Hunter Biden actually referenced Michael Wolff's writing. So I have two clips here. I'm just going to play them back to back. So there's a follow-up here because he got a letter from Melania Trump's lawyers saying that he needs to retract and apologize. And this is what he had to say.
We're here maybe to give you the platform to apologize to the First Lady for your statements that you made about her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck that. That's not going to happen. Back to
hold on.
I don't think that these threats of a lawsuit are add up to anything other than a design distraction, because it's not about who introduced whom to who. I don't know how that's in any way rises to the level of defamation to begin with. But
for $1 billion.
The fact of the matter is that this is about hundreds, if not over 1,000 minors, children who were raped by Jeffrey Epstein. And I don't believe in guilt by association alone, but the connections that become they're so glaringly obvious that I think they're trying to use other things to distract. And I also think they're bullies, and they think that $1 billion is going to scare me, which is the fact of the matter is that if they'd like to go, I have this to say to them. If they want to sit down for a deposition and clarify the nature of the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, if the president and the first lady want to do that, and all of the known associates around them at the time of whatever time that they met, I'm more than happy to provide them the platform to be able to do it.
Man, he is his father's son.
Oh my God, he sounds just like him. It's so.
I know, looks just like him, and like MAGA was like, Hunter Biden seems so scared. He must have talked to his lawyers. I want to be like, bitch, he graduated from Yale Law School.
Exactly.
Like,
he's not a dumb guy. No. And also, he's had his ding-a-ling on display in Congress. Okay, smoking crack with hookers. You think that
I know.
Right?
He's not scared.
You know what I mean? But please, he's in the fuck that era. Good for him.
Good for him. And by the way, I had dinner with somebody last weekend who used to have a house in the Caribbean, and is luckily successful enough in life where he's flown private and used to fly into or out of, I forgot which island it is, but apparently you can't, little whatever island that Epstein used to be on, you can't fly 747 onto. So they had to fly to, I forgot.
Right.
Saint
Wherever, and then
wherever.
like puddle jump over.
Yeah. So I guess like they were parked next to each other. And this is going back, he said, probably 15, 20 years. And he said he could have sworn in retrospect that it was Epstein and Melania Trump on deplaning together. He goes, I can't guarantee it, but I could have, he goes, in retrospect, I could have sworn it was her.
I mean, I want to know how she got the Einstein visa. All I'm going to say is there's a lot of questions to be answered here about that. A lot of questions.
A lot of questions.
And I wonder how much the Russians know. I don't know. Just putting it out there.
Well, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I've been preaching it from the rooftops. If you remember, it was going to be 50 days. I'm going to give Putin 50 days to end this war. And then I'm not even going to wait that long. I'm going to give him 20 days, whatever the number was. And then another thing that the mainstream media does not pay attention to because they're too busy having little cat fights between Scott Jennings and whoever crosses the, like my Scott Jennings impression.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Or looking into the, or looking
you got to get the camera.
And he looks right into that, like,
yeah,
I can't
get out of
the
here.
whole like, so he, so Dmitry Medvedev, who was the Russian former president in between Putin's two stints, and now is basically Putin's like social media troll, tweeted out about 10 days ago, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, saying something like, I hope Trump doesn't think that the Israelis are the only ones who have all the dirt on him and Epstein. We have it too. The minute he did that, all of a sudden, Trump is going to Alaska/Russia in his mind. All of a sudden, we're talking about
federal takeover of DC.
No, not even that. All of a sudden, we're talking about giving the Russians some rare earth mineral access to Alaska. All of a sudden, he's going to come back tomorrow. I promise you. And what he's going to come back tomorrow with is going to be that it is all the Ukrainians' fault. Putin will end this war. If only Ukraine were reasonable. I mean, it is so predictable.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is a scandal. And where is the media on this?
Right. He said this today. I'm just going to play this.
It's not a bad term, okay? But there will be a give and take as to boundaries, lands, et cetera, et cetera. The second meeting is going to be very, very important. This meeting sets up, it's like a chess game. This meeting sets up the second meeting. But there is a 25% chance that this meeting will not be a successful meeting, in which case I will run the country, and we have made America great again already in 6 months.
What? What?
He's flying.
He just says shit.
He's flying
unbelievable.
to Alaska to meet with Vladimir Putin. He's not going to meet with Sergio Gore for a tea time.
Right.
Like, to be like, I don't know. I got nothing else to do. Maybe
25% chance might even not even do anything.
Maybe we'll meet. Like, what?
I know.
Talking about? And don't forget, Steve Witkoff, who, again, the media keeps referring to. This drives me up the fucking wall. Sorry, Dad. But he's not watching, so actually drives me up the fucking wall. I don't have to Steve Witkoff, who's referred to as the special envoy. He's not a special envoy. He's the bag man.
I know.
Because his son runs World Financial Lenders, or whatever it's called.
The crypto
fund that Trump's family has the majority stake in.
That's correct.
And I don't know, does he go to the Kremlin and they say to him, hey, there's going to be a little transfer here for the president to make this whole deal a little bit sweeter for him? Like, we don't know.
He's made billions on this crypto bullshit. I mean, I mentioned that today. I was on MSNBC talking about Scott Bessent and how he, is criticizing Nancy Pelosi and all and members of Congress for the stock trading stuff, but yet he hasn't divested in financial interests. So I was like, these people are a bunch of hypocrites. The conflicts of interest, I'm like, this is the conflict and interest in chief. I said, are you kidding me with all the crypto stuff and what's going on with Donald Trump enriching himself in the presidency? And we're worrying about what's happening with stocks in Congress. I was like, there's bipartisan agreement that they should probably not be trading stocks. Okay, fine. But don't let that distract you from all of the billionaires that are in this administration, all of the money Donald Trump is making, all the conflicts of interest, every left and right, getting rid of the public integrity units, getting rid of the inspectors generals. Are you kidding me? And we're going to, like, come on.
And you just reminded me to go back to this redistricting thing. I was on MSNBC also today. I think we were on the same show, although not together.
Oh, were you on Jansing?
Yeah, I was on Jansing.
Yeah. You were in probably the first hour.
Yeah. Yes, I was. And we were talking about redistricting. And I basically said that. I'm like, listen, man, like, we got to go. The ends justify the means. The craziness I got from our own side. Oh, no, you can't operate that way. The ends never justify the means. Forehead and I are.
Thank God, McFly.
I mean, I know it's true. In most cases, they don't. There's a thin line between becoming what you despise, but you also have to be strategic about this. You have to weigh whether the ends justify the means. And in this instance, it does.
Yes.
Because if you don't do something, you don't meet fire with fire, you're going to get burned to the ground to ashes and there'll be nothing left.
You know what? You know what? Do you firebomb Dresden to end the war faster? Do you attack Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Exactly.
Maybe not.
Right. You know Is there a moral high ground when you are fighting for your life?
Right.
Yep.
That's what this comes down to.
And that is, I think, a good place to end the show tonight.
Yeah.
Because that is the moment we're facing. We are fighting for our political and democratic lives here.
And for our lives. A lot of people.
Well, yes.
A lot of us. I mean, that's.
Which is actually, I meant to tell you to pull this clip, but there was so much going on. Speaking of that, right now we are re-upping our ad, Big Beautiful Betrayal, because Joni Ernst, and I don't know if you guys saw this, Joni Ernst was approached by a mom in Iowa, because, everybody's home for August recess, to say to her, listen, I want to talk to you about about that big, beautiful bill.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's so great. She's like, no, not really. Because the Medicaid cuts impact my special needs son, who wouldn't be here today getting the care that he needs if it weren't for Medicaid.
Right.
And
well, we're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die, which she did say to someone who at a different town hall said people are going to die, and she said, "Well, we're all gonna die."
Well, we're all going to die, for heaven's sake.
Michelle's been working on.
Michelle is the best.
She's been working on this. She's been working on this
because she sounds so much like Susie Orman, but I don't know if it's Susie Orman herself or if it's Kristen Wiig pretending to be Susie Orman that she sounds like. But it's like, we're all going to die. Oh. And that's what she sounds like.
She does.
It's all just.
And it's just so gross and it's heartless and morose and sadistic.
So what did she say?
Oh, she didn't. She know what she did? She went and got her staffer and said, "Oh, we have a reporter here."
Yeah.
And the woman was like, "No, I'm just a mom."
Yeah.
I mean,
and if you are, you have every right to go and talk to these people. That is like they work for you. They work for us.
Yes.
And they're ruining people's lives.
Yes. And we are here to keep reminding people and informing them with our content. That's what we do at the Seneca Project. That's why we do it. So we are re-upping that, and we place the ads based on the donations that we get. When we have the money, we can place it. We did that ad in Pennsylvania, a swing district, when JD Vance was there, to be like, Donald Trump betrayed you. Okay, just like our cheater ad. Donald Trump is a cheater.
Yep.
And they're betraying you.
And I would love for you to tell people, Tara, about after we did the cheater ad, listen, it could have been a coincidence, maybe not. But the governor of Illinois, next day, a couple days later,
very next day. Oh no,
was it the next day?
Yes,
I lose track of time.
So for those who are new, we ran Cheater at Bedminster at Trump's Golf Club, and we ran it on the Golf Channel and on Fox and Friends, as well as posting it on social all weekend last weekend. And we literally say we'll play it, but the next day on Sunday morning, JB Pritzker was on Meet the Press. And it was almost verbatim our ad. And he talked about how Donald Trump is a cheater, how he cheats in golf, cheats on his wives, cheats in business. And now he's trying to cheat the American people by stealing the election with redistricting. We were like, I guess we know what we're doing.
I was like, what?
Well, so on that note, we're going to go out on Big Beautiful Betrayal, which we are raising money for to try to place it in more places and there's a Senate race going on in Iowa, and the new candidate that's running on the Democratic side, fantastic. And his campaign announcement ad is incredible. I'm going to see if we can get him on the show. But so we would love to play Big Beautiful Betrayal out in Iowa to keep reminding people that this is in fact a betrayal. And also we've got Cheater, because people need to be reminded that Donald Trump is cheating everybody, including you. So don't fall for it.
Yeah.
So Julie, thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
On the note of Julie, I hope people, now you're watching Seneca Project on Seneca Project YouTube or Twitter, whatever. But we just want you to tune in if you can for something separate from Seneca Project. On Saturday morning, we do a show called Coffee and Conversation. It is the three of us, plus our friend Jo Carducci. You might know her as JoJo from Jers on the Twitters. And we're going to do our show together. We just sit around and we chat and we gab and we take questions. We talk to you in the chat, but we also have some things that we might be announcing or talking about or wanting you to join in on the fun. And we'll be doing that. You know, we do broadcast that sometimes to the Seneca Project YouTube, but we will also be broadcasting that to another YouTube channel that I hope that you'll go and find at the Mayday Network. So please go find that YouTube channel and find us there also, because we're going to have other things that we'll be doing separate from all of this that we hope that you will follow and be a part of.
Yes. We have an exciting new venture coming soon. And we want everyone to go and like and subscribe the Mayday Network and find us on the socials. Because there's some real reasons why we chose that name. And it's coming soon. So start liking and subscribing over there.
Exactly. And if the behavior of a certain Mr. Scott Jennings towards my two beautiful, wonderful, brilliant friends and colleagues and co-hosts, if you can't see what's going on here, there's a moment here, and it calls for us to be doing something different. So,
as women.
Yes, exactly.
Coming from us as women.
Bye, ladies. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, you, Jules. We'll see you on Saturday.
And with that, we'll do some Cheater and some Big Beautiful Betrayal, and we'll see you Saturday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Donald Trump is a cheater.
He cheats.
He cheats at golf.
He cheats like a mafia accountant.
He cheats on his wives.
On every wife he ever had.
He tries to cheat elections.
11,780 votes.
He cheats working people.
Small business people say they were stiff.
He cheats his supporters.
A scam to line his pockets.
Guess who he's cheating next? Look in the mirror. It's you. Donald Trump betrayed you. Did you know Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill is taking away your health care? It's closing hospitals in your communities. It's kicking your mom out of her nursing home. It's taking food away from hungry children. And it doesn't even reduce our debt. All to make these guys richer. It was all a lie. Does that sound beautiful to you? In the late 1960s, America faced unrest and division. But even then, some things still mattered, like protecting children and the stories that shaped them. PBS funding was on the chopping block. One man stood up to defend it. On May 1st, 1969, Mr. Rogers spoke directly to U.S. Senator John Pastore, who had never seen his show.
And I'm proud
but that day,
to present Mr. Rogers to you now.
All right, Rogers, you got the floor.
Something broke through.
I'm very much concerned, as I know you are, about what's being delivered to our children in this country. We deal with such things as getting a haircut, or the feelings about brothers and sisters, and the kind of anger that arises in simple family situations. This is what I give. I give an expression of care every day to each child to help him realize that he is unique. I end the program by saying, you've made this day a special day by just your being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are. And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service for mental health.
Do you narrate it?
I'm the host, yes. And I do all the puppets, and I write all the music, and I write all the scripts.
Well, I'm supposed to be a pretty tough guy, and this is the first time I've had goosebumps for the last 2 days.
Could I tell you the words of one of the songs which I feel is very important?
Yes.
And it starts out, what do you do with the mad that you feel? And that first line came straight from a child. What do you do with the mad that you feel? When you feel so mad you could bite. When the whole wide world seems oh so wrong, and nothing you do seems very right. It's great to be able to stop when you've planned a thing that's wrong, and be able to do something else instead, and think this song. I can stop when I want to, can stop when I wish, can stop, 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 anytime. And what a good feeling to feel like this, and know that the feeling is really mine. Know that there's something deep inside that helps us become what we can. For a girl can be someday a lady, and a boy can be someday a man.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. Looks like you just earned the $20 million.
55 years later, Republicans voted in the middle of the night to gut PBS children's programming. Not because we can't afford it, but because they've forgotten what really matters. Fred Rogers didn't just defend public television. He defended our childhoods and the soul of this nation. And in the end, kindness won the day. What happened to the country that raised us on Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street? And what do we do with the mad that we feel when they rip away our magic?
Love is at the root of everything. All learning, all parenting, all relationships. Love or the lack of it.